So in Halo 3, there is a massive, completely hidden explorable area, and most people don't know it exists. But the thing is, it was hidden right under your nose. So can I get to Halo 3's hidden area? Let's give it a shot! So the Citadel is the final structure on the mission The Covenant, and you storm it in order to kill the Prophet of Truth. But the Citadel structure before you enter it right after the Scarab battle isn't actually what the Citadel looks like. The Citadel is a completely separate map entirely. In order to save resources, the game developers, Bungie, had the Covenant load into 4 separate sections because the mission was so big. And the final section is the Citadel. And the Citadel is a grandiose, beautiful structure, but you would never be able to tell that by looking at it before you enter it. But the thing is, you never actually get to see what the Citadel looks like from the outside. Your goal is to head to the end of the Citadel and kill the Prophet of Truth and then head back and the mission's over. But because this entire section is a different map entirely, that means that the Citadel structure isn't the entire map. There's actually an entire explorable area below the map. But to get to it, you would have to somehow find a way to descend 500 feet to the bottom of the map without dying. And the problem is, everything below the Citadel structure is a death barrier. So how would we pull this off? Well, we need to follow the Pelican's path and go through the glass. But before we even worry about getting to the bottom of the map, I need to pick up some tools first. So I'm starting from the beginning on this mission because I'm going to need a couple things that I can't get by without. Namely, an invincibility, a gravity hammer, and a sentinel turret attachment equipment. After starting from the beginning of the mission The Covenant, I headed to the first tower and killed the Brute Chieftain for an invincibility and a gravity hammer. I need, 3 for 1. Invincibility, easy. Grav hammer, easy. So now that I had 2 out of my 3 tools, the gravity hammer and the invincibility, the last one that I needed was the auto turret. The auto turret is one of the most uncommon pieces of equipment in all of Halo. It only appears a couple of times in Halo 3 and then you never see it again. And there's actually one on the mission The Covenant. If you take the Hornet across the water to the 3rd tower, there should be several brutes standing on it right next to this piece of equipment. In order to carry both the invincibility and the auto turret, I would need to have a second player pick up this equipment and not die. Okay, so this right here is what I need. Now, you might not even know this is here because what's the point? Why even use it? But there is one application I can think of. So now that I had my gravity hammer, my invincibility, and my auto turret, I headed to the end part of the mission where you activate the Citadel. Okay, don't care about any of that crap. So now that I was in the Citadel, I just needed to head to the end where you kill the Prophet of Truth. But first I had a realization. Wait a minute, isn't there a gravity hammer brute here at the end? Oh, I didn't even need to pick up this gravity hammer. I did need the invincibility. Wait, he has invincibility too. Oh my gosh. Well, I just wasted a lot of time. So as it turns out, you don't actually need to start from the beginning of the mission to get these tools. You can just start from Rally Point Charlie. But now that we're finally at our intended destination, I need to describe to you why I need the tools that I need. So on the back panel of glass where the Pelican crashes through, there's actually a space that you can drop to the bottom without hitting the death barrier. The auto turret, when you deploy it, floats slowly, so my idea was to potentially ride this down to the bottom of the map so I wouldn't die. I needed to use a simple frag grenade jump and gravity hammer boost in order to cover the gap to get to the glass panel. Oh, that wasn't that hard. Now that I was on this broken glass, I needed to get to a lower position so I could throw my sentinel turret without any obstructions. Juggled it, idiot. Unfortunately for me, the closest checkpoint is the cutscene previous, so every single time that you want to attempt this, you have to first get on the glass panel before you even get to that attempt. And if you fall, you have to do it again. At this point, I had to go back to the drawing board. I had a gravity hammer and a Spartan laser equipped, both of which are massive weapons. Grenade boosting to the glass panel was already annoying enough, but when I would get on top of the auto turret, half of the time I literally could not see it because my legs and my weapons were so big. So I decided to swap out my Spartan laser for a plasma rifle, which is a much smaller size. Yeah, I literally could not see with the weapons I was using before. The gravity hammer is so big, and so is the laser. So now that I had this plasma rifle in tow, I didn't want to have to grenade boost to the glass panel every single time. Forget that part, I hadn't even gotten close to a close attempt with the Sentinel to the bottom of the map yet. I needed to save some time. After the Truth cutscene, there is one final checkpoint that's activated by going back through the Citadel and hitting the Cortana overlay. So now that I was in primo position with the checkpoint, I was ready to start attempting this. In order to get to the bottom of the map, I would need to throw this auto turret and then walk off the edge. I would need to do a series of jumps in a row off of this auto turret in order to save my momentum so that I don't die from fall timer. If I fall too fast, I die. Oh! You kidding me? What a joke. What? Come on. After about an hour, I was still failing at this, but this is one of those rare glitches and tricks that's actually fun to do even if you're failing. There's a little bit of a problem with these auto turrets and jumping on them. Every time you jump on one of these auto turrets, you're sending its momentum downward. And with the progressive series of jumps right on top of the auto turret right after one another, this means that generally the auto turret is going faster and faster after each jump. And that means that the distance between the player model and the auto turret increases basically every time you do one of these jumps. And in Halo 3, you have a fall timer of about 3 seconds, so if you fall for too long, you die. Why? What? Oh, thought it was there. After about an hour and a half, I was finding that this was way more difficult than I expected it to be. So I decided to shelf this for the time being. Okay, I gotta take a break from this. So the next day, I booted this up again, but this time I was ready to do this trick in its entirety. I didn't actually explain what the invincibility was for. So if I can somehow manage to get to the bottom of the map, I still need to somehow get to the top of the Citadel, which is also an explorable area. But how was I going to do this? Well, I would try to use an invincibility combined with a box launch. So this time, I swapped an invincibility off the map ledge so it hit the map floor, and then I hit a Covenant space crate off the map as well. With everything in place, all I needed to do was execute. Smell it. Smell how close it is. Oh, getting closer though. It's okay. Oh, I might have went too far. Damn it. Come on, let's go. Such a delicate balance. Like every jump has to not send this turret to the frickin' moon. To the earth, to the hell. I don't know. Yes. One more. I have to lock in. I mean, I'm 2 hours into it. I haven't made it one single time. Gotta dig deep. Gotta dig deep on this one. I have to jump off it at least 6 or 7 or 8 times. Go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh. After over 2 hours of doing this, it finally happened. Yes! Woohoo! Oh, wow. Check it out. There's my invincibility. There's a random flood hand. But this is what the structure looks like from the outside. Look at that terrible 2D picture. Hey, there's one of the towers. I gotta say, this looks really freaking cool from the outside. Now that I was at the bottom of the map, I just needed to get my crate and set it up for a launch. But then this trick hit a wall. No, I mean literally hit a wall. I discovered that the bottom of the map at the end of the Covenant is segmented into 2 different sections. The section where you kill the Prophet of Truth and the section before that. And there's a giant wall separating these sections. When I hit this Covenant space crate off the map earlier, I hit it into the wrong section, so I wouldn't be able to access it at all. Okay. The 2+ hours that it took to ride this auto turret to the bottom of the map, wasted. Well, that's not good. My crate's not in the section. I need that crate to do this next part. So at this point, I made the painful decision to set it all up again and try some more. But there was another problem that I didn't mention. Once I had got down there, I had already used the only checkpoint. So I would only have one singular attempt to use this crate to get to the top of the Citadel. But first, I would have to get down again. Oh man, I'm failing. I'm failing bad. There we go. Come on. I got it. Huh. Oh. Oh, please. After 30 more minutes of failed attempts, I wanted to switch this up. Earlier, I tried riding the auto turret down all the way to the bottom of the map, but it would sway me in weird directions and hit me into the wall, which automatically killed me. Or it would go down too fast and I would die from fall timer. But I decided to give it one more shot. Huh. And it worked. All that time I spent earlier wasn't necessary. But now that I had a really easy method to get to the bottom of the map, I could save the checkpoint that I was using earlier for the crate launch. I would need to put it in the ideal position so that it had the perfect trajectory to launch me to the top of the Citadel. This was our last unexplored area. Okay. Now that we're out here again, I need to go get my invincibility. Okay, so now that I have my gravity hammer, my invincibility, and my box, we need to get a tremendous amount of height. In Halo 3, if you hit a Covenant space crate with a gravity hammer, you can go insane distances. But the gravity hammer alone would not be enough power. In order to remedy this, I would throw a plasma grenade on top of this crate and then swing my gravity hammer. But right before this, I would activate invincibility because there would be no way that I could survive the power of this launch. After about 15 minutes with this box configuration, it wasn't working. I wasn't getting enough height, I wasn't getting any consistency, so if this was even possible, this was not the way I was going to get it done. I would need to find out a more ideal orientation for this box. So I decided to put it on its side and try that. After orienting this crate on its side, I found that this launch was viable. I had the height to be able to make this, but my positioning was not that great. I did not have the right trajectory at all, I was missing by like a mile. So I adjusted the crate once more. Come on, come on. Oh. Okay, the sequence of events for throwing this is first throw your grenade, then deploy your invincibility, then swing your hammer. That's the only way that you can do it fast enough to time the sinking of the grenade explosion with the gravity hammer swing. You also have to be crouching for this. Damn it. The second crate placement that I had was getting me the height that I needed, but it wasn't quite getting me the correct trajectory. So I decided to move this crate to the side instead. Yes! Woo! It did it. I'm a little bit scared to go in that area. Oh, that took so much longer than I thought it was going to take. That took 4 hours. But here you can see, this is probably one of the least explored areas in all of Halo 3 because most people don't know you can actually get up here because it's not really part of the map at all. That was scary. Okay, let's check it out. Bridge activated. All the enemies stay in place. Well, I can't really get over here. This is where it ends, you can see very clearly. This looks sick from the outside. You can see everything from over here. You can even see the flashing room. There you go. The more you know.